Bitcoin took a very massive dump, and this all happened due to World War III tensions once again heating up, and also a possible scenario that the US government is going to shut down. And as of a result of this news, Bitcoin took a massive hit towards the downside. But right now, I want to be talking about all the times we, of course, got World War III fears. What has it meant for the Bitcoin price action? I want to talk about what historically happened with the S&P 500 whenever we get a US government shutdown. I want to be talking about the fact on how oversold currently the Bitcoin and Ethereum price action are and what this historically means for these charts. So a lot to discuss on today's update video, including very important technical analysis. I want to give an update on the liquidity heat map, on my bull market targets. I want to give an update on the entire trend on Bitcoin. Obviously, the trades I am currently still in right now and will continue to hold open as of for this moment of time. So I'm going to all discuss this and much more on today's update video. So don't forget to watch this video till the end. It's going to be an absolutely very important one. So don't forget to once again slap that like button back above 1,000 likes. That will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in today's update video. So of course, yesterday evening, the tensions start to heat up that, of course, Russia is saying is basically that NATO is declaring war against Russia. And due to that, straight away, Bitcoin, S&P 500 took a massive hit towards the downside because obviously, whenever there are war fears, the market tends to do particularly bad here. And also, there are even more fears that a potential government shutdown is going to be happening in 3 days from now on, since they can't get everything done in terms of payments for the next fiscal year. But historically, if we look back at the last time this happened, actually after the government shutdown, the S&P 500 rose actually 10% in the period it was actually shut down. So historically, it is actually a little bit more of a bullish event than a bearish event. But yeah, as of for now, Bitcoin is reacting very bearish to it. As of for now, the S&P 500 is reacting very bearish to it. And if we're just looking at the bigger perspective, we can see that we just took a very massive correction towards the downside, right? And if you're zooming out, you can see that now we have actually created this lower high structure on the market. And if we right now also are going to be breaking below this low, we're just going to confirm a lower low, lower high structure, which ultimately would be extremely bearish for the continuation of this Bitcoin bull market, of course, right? So this is, of course, a thing to really pay attention towards right now. Since I'm still in my trades, I want to give a big update about what I'm going to do with those trades here. That first of all, I want to be talking historically. Whenever these fears occur on World War III, it is historically a great moment to be buying, a great moment to be exposed to the market. And this is, of course, exactly what we're seeing right now here. Fears are once again spreading that World War III is happening, but historically, these are very good buying opportunities. And I want to also quickly mention, if you were in the VIP Telegram group, you would have already been up to date on this exact scenario on Ethereum and of course on my trades here. So guys, if you want to be joining this VIP Telegram group right now, make sure to do so to stay, of course, exactly up to date on all the developments in the market. You can very easily join this group here by using that second link in today's video description. But going further in towards the content, it is of course also right now a moment where the RSI on Bitcoin is actually never been so oversold since April earlier this year, where of course we had the massive fear about the tariffs in the market. So once again, there's major fear in the market. And if I'm zooming out on that RSI right now on the 4 hourly time frame, you can see, yeah, we are literally on the lowest point since April 2025, which also actually marked the bottom at that moment of time, right? And usually these periods where basically the RSI is dipping towards these extreme lows here, what it is currently doing as well here, is historically a great moment to be accumulating. Also over here, we had this RSI dip below the 30 level. Also over here, RSI dipped below the 30 level here in July. You can see all those times, and that's been a great time to be accumulating. But of course, only if we're looking back here at the last time we were oversold, it wasn't a good opportunity because Bitcoin dumped even lower. But right now, while that happened, it is actually right now granting us an even bigger opportunity because we can see the RSI is creating a higher low right now, Well, the price action is creating, of course, this lower low. So we're creating hidden bullish divergence as of this moment of time. So yeah, this RSI chart is very interesting to be looking at. And of course, you can clearly see it also not only on the 4-hourly time frame, but also on the daily time frame. It is showing us a very similar story. This is, of course, the Ethereum chart, but it gives you basically a clear overview of the current state of the market. And for my trades here, I will remain to be holding them open. Currently, my Bitcoin trades are in a slight little loss again here. And yes, my trade on Ethereum is still in a profit. And my Optos trade, actually, I've got filled up on my second order. So we're only like 18% in a loss here. But I will continue to hold it open because I'm also very convinced about the revenue Optos is currently making, that it is still going to be performing very good here. So I think I am still going to be buying. So what I'm currently doing, I'm still buying in this fear dip that we're basically getting right now in the entire market due to, of course, World War III tensions, due to potentially, of course, this US government shutdown. But ultimately, like we can see on the RSI, it historically also provides great opportunities. Then on the weekly time frame, we're right now coming back towards this very important zone here. I mean, the 4-hourly structure has been broken, and that is, of course, something I want to talk about, because before I was looking at this very important level, which was this range right here, basically. This structure got broken, and that is, of course, very unfortunate, and in my opinion, also quite bearish. But, of course, now the last hope here is for Bitcoin to hold this box right here, right? So this is a major level of previous resistance that should be holding us up as support right now. And of course, in the case we don't do so, this is of course definitely going to be a bear market structure. But there are so many signals right now that are not convincing me that we're going to be dropping so much lower. And that is why I remain to be in my long positions, right? And that is of course also this liquidation heat map. We exactly grabbed all the lower side liquidity, and now only top side liquidity is piling up here. So this is also another thing that I'm looking at and taking very seriously, and think like, oh, looking at this, it is going to be actually quite likely we're going to get a bounce fairly soon and going to ultimately grab that top side liquidity, right? And also, guys, if you want to be now opening up trades in this correction and you want to be trading on an exchange that is literally the cheapest one to operate on, guys, make sure to go to the first link in today's video description, because if you sign up an account using that link below, guys, you will not only get a 25% fee rebate, making it the cheapest exchange to operate on, but also they're going to be matching 20% of your deposit. So if you're interested in trading, check it out in the link description of today's video to claim this insane deposit bonus on WeX. And yes, I've been talking about WeX for a very long time. I believe it's the best exchange out there right now, and it's going to be growing towards one of the biggest exchanges out there. So that is why I partnered up with them, and I'm very convinced they will become very big here. So now also looking at the bull market structure, in terms of timings, we still have about 4 weeks left here, but we are clearly entering the last stage of that cycle, right, on Bitcoin. So also looking here on the weekly time frame, we can see creating this upper sloping support line, downward sloping resistance line. We're just in the middle of a major weekly consolidation. And before ending the video, I also want to give some words to Ethereum, since I also have a massive Ethereum trade still open worth about, what is it, $2 million. And this trade on Ethereum, I'm going to continue to hold open. And actually on my spot position, I've been buying up a lot here. And I have a strategy that, of course, now I believe it's a great time to be buying spot Ethereum. But when to open up a leverage trade on Ethereum, a new one, I'm still waiting for that. Because what my ultimate strategy is here for me on Ethereum right now is that if Ethereum comes back towards this 0.618 level, that is the level where I am going to go double down with leverage trades on Ethereum. But on the level where we're currently sitting, I am going double down on my spot buying. So you have to understand the difference, right? So I am not so fully convinced that, like 100% convinced that we are going to be necessarily bounced from here. So I'm only buying spot, because if I open up a leverage trade, I must be more convinced about it, right? So I will continue to hold my other trade open on Ethereum. But of course, where I want to be going like bananas with like a $10-20 million position in terms of long trades on Ethereum is definitely going to be this region right here, the 0.65 all the way down to 0.618, because that is ultimately the region where I think it is very, very valuable to open up these trades on Ethereum. There's a lot of historical data around this level, and I believe that horizontals is the best levels to look at, and especially this Fibonacci retracement chart here. And I mean, I don't think it's a bad time at all for Ethereum right now, because if we're looking back here, we're seeing the funding rates are dropping negative again here. This means that the majority of the traders are currently trading short, and historically that is a great time to be accumulating. You can see it all the historical times this happened. It was a great time to be accumulating Ethereum. You can see it over here, negative funding, very, very bullish. And also the majority of all the liquidations are currently being built up above us. So definitely very interesting in my opinion. And at the same time, the exchange reserves are still dropping very, very rapidly. So this is basically my take currently on Ethereum. And guys, this was also it for me on today's update video. If you did enjoy it, learn something from this video, subscribe to the channel, slap that like button, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.